So speaking of which, let's see if we can get some information out of you, out of something that's been a struggle for a lot of centers that you've been working on is staffing. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit maybe about some of the things that's worked for you in the past or that you're doing today, or what are you doing with Bull Connect and how are you tackling this for the industry?
Well, it's at such an infancy stage. Bull Connect.
Hmm.
I did it out of the frustration of what we just talked about, putting stuff on Facebook, and
Yeah.
we were looking for a mechanic, and I put something out there, and all of a sudden I got all these people. Oh, somebody got fired, or this or that. And I'm like, why is this guy even commenting on this if he's not
Hmm.
looking for a job, right? I posted it as a position.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, the one thing about this industry that I've always tried to do in the last, well, it hasn't been my whole career, obviously, but the last 10 to 15 years is I've finally made the decision that I'm a professional. This is what I do and I'm good at it and I'm not going to be ashamed of it anymore. So what am I going to do to make things better for somebody? So we started Bowl Connect, and it's just really a platform for clients to come on there and say, hey, I need a mechanic, or hey, I need a manager, or hey, I'm looking for a food and beverage person.
Hmm.
And it started out at the higher levels because obviously, look, if you're looking for a counter guy, I'm not going to get somebody moving from California to
Right.
Pennsylvania to take a
Sure.
$15 an hour job. It's not
Right.
going to work. So we started out at a very high end level, and it's gotten stronger and better. We're getting more and more people involved. But I think the key to that, we're starting to get people that they feel confident now that if they do want to look for another position, we're a confidential and it's a professional setting.
Yeah.
We're putting two people together that are wanting the same thing, someone looking for a job and someone looking to hire somebody.
Hmm.
So as far as that goes, that's been very helpful. And what we tell people all the time, and people that use us is, look, you just can't stop. You're going to go through 10 to find one. In today's
Sure.
market, you're probably going to go through 20 to
Right.
find one to even show up to the interview,
Right.
right? So we're relying a lot on our current employees to find friends and to talk to customers, posting things, putting stuff up on your screens, putting them everywhere you can. A lot of people are using the Indeeds and such, but we really haven't had a lot of luck through that because
Hmm.
a lot of the people just post their resume, and if you meet a couple of the criteria, you automatically get a resume sent to
Right.
you. And
Yep.
then you can't get the person to respond because they have no idea of what you're actually looking for, and they don't know anything about bowling, so they're like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to answer the call. So
Right.
I mean, we're out there grinding it like everybody else. And as you and I talked earlier this last week, we've been discussing another opportunity using email blasts and stuff, and,
Hmm.
and try to use some different ways to interview people. These young kids today, I told our managers to start offering a Facebook interview. I mean, excuse me, not Facebook, a FaceTime interview.
Right.
And let's not intimidate them when they immediately walk in the door, because we get a lot of people don't even show up. And I think a lot of it is they're
Mm.
afraid.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they're used to holding that 4-inch screen in front of their face, right? The younger
Right.
people.
Meet them
Hey,
where
we'd
they,
love
yeah,
to
meet them
do a
where they
face.
are.
Yeah, so let's do a
Yeah.
FaceTime interview, and we'll take the FaceTime interview and then say, hey, if you're really interested, we'd love to come in and just show you around the center. A lot of people have luck with just doing the casting call and having everybody come to their center. That's great. You just
Hmm.
got to make sure that you have more than one person trying to do it all.
Right.
You want to never leave anybody standing by themselves and not feeling like they're getting attention. That's the only reason I'm not a big fan of those, but it
Yeah.
works in some places better
Sure.
than others.
If you can get the applicants, yeah.
And the other
Some
thing that
can,
it,
some can't.
yeah, and what my biggest pet peeve, and I saw this when I was at one of my clients' bowling centers, and they just got done complaining to me how they can't get any, and somebody came in and filled out an application
Hmm.
while I was there. And the desk person made a comment to the manager and said, hey, this person's over here. Well, all right, well, tell them I'll call them. I said, no. I said, go talk to them
Yeah.
right
Right.
now.
Yeah. While
You
they're
just got
interested.
done complaining. No one comes in.
Mhm.
Go do it.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that happens more than we want to admit.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the times they just don't have a good, smooth process. So someone apply and you're busy, obviously, especially this time of year, you're busy. You don't get back to them for a few days and they've moved on. They're no longer
no
interested, or they
doubt.
found another job. You want to. They've done studies about how quickly to get to a lead, whether it's someone who's calling in for a birthday party or application, and they say if it's 90% higher response rate if you get to them within 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
And we're
Because
taking
you're on their
5 days.
mind.
Exactly.
You're on their mind.
Mhm.
If you give them another 5 minutes, they're already calling the next place.
They're gone. Yeah, they've moved on.
No, the jump part gave me a great deal. I'm happy with them.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So and communication is the key, and even using communication, going back to the league stuff that we do and the promotions that we do in our centers and in our food and beverage. The biggest mistake that all of us make, because sometimes you've got to let everybody know what's going on. Mm-hmm. That desk person needs to know what your protocol is if someone walks in the door and gives you an application.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All of our centers told all the managers, you find whoever the manager on duty is immediately. Yeah. And you get them in front of that person. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to run a have a ball league, or you're going to run Taco Tuesday, or whatever it is, you cannot have people in your center that don't know what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, hey, where do I have to go to find out more information about the new Rum Bucket League? Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about a Rum Bucket League, man.
Right. Yeah. Right. You think they're going to go find out on their own?
Exactly. So the communication is so important. And believe me, if centers just do what I was telling about, just go in your center and watch, you'll be shocked sometimes at what happens. And you're like, wow, how did I miss that?
Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.